Okay, welcome. So, in this part, we are going to look at meditation. So, meditation is a very important part in the path of yoga. Maybe many of you started yoga as a practice of body, physical postures, like physical flexibility, a little bit of healthy. So, that is the starting point, what we call asanas, which is now modernly marketed as yoga everywhere. People think yoga means asanas. Then we are exploring this pranayama, which is working with the energy, how we can become a mastery over our energy, our internals. The meditation is the bridge, next bridge, where we can open to deeper spaces of ourself. Yoga is a way of living, so it's a conscious movement, conscious breathing, conscious living. So meditation plays a very key role in a conscious living. Otherwise, if you look at our normal life, we are programmed, we are conditioned. From the childhood, we are told what to do. You have to study, you have to this, that, you have to work. So the external life is programmed, but nobody tells how to take care of the internal. When, like, you might be very expert in technology, or you might be expert in business, you might be making a lot of money, you might have a family, but if you don't know how to take care of your internal, then life becomes meaningless. Even in spite of all the resources we collect, we might end up living unhappy or unhealthy. So, in the yogic path, the meditation is a very important key element to understand about ourselves, to know who we are and what we can do in our life. It's not to be we don't need to just end up as a robot living somebody's life. Maybe your father wanted something, mother wanted something, your teacher wanted something, your boss wanted something. This is how our life goes. We are just living, or your wife, husband, next the children come. So our life becomes like a need-based a robot which is programmed, pushed and pulled in different directions. Then at some point maybe something happens in life, people crash from their business or relation or health. Then they start questioning, who am I, what I want, what I'm supposed to do in life. So instead of burning through all this and then coming to this question, meditation helps day by day to enter this space, to find this, what is our potential, to find this internal alignment, to find these resources from inside, so that our daily life can be very creative, very meaningful, very valuable, and also very in alignment. Many times people think meditation is for some old people or for some monk sitting somewhere in the mountain. No, so meditation is for everyone. Even if you are a creative person, you are an artist and you need inspiration. Many times artists who need inspiration, they need to go into these altered states of mind, going beyond the mind. So most of the time people end up taking drugs or alcohol or any kind of narcotics to open this. But meditation is a natural way, healthy way, to scientific way to tap into these alternate states and to open our box. Otherwise we live in a box. What we call myself is a box. My body, my mind, my life, my emotions. So like that, it's a tight box. Whatever happened in our life defines who we are. So meditation helps to open this box so we can access something beyond these stories, and we can have this bigger picture, and we can get all the inspiration, influence from the whole cosmic energy flow. So first thing is it helps us to heal, then it helps us to be more creative, more inspiring. Also it helps us to be aligned with what we are supposed to do. If you see, many of the millions of people come and go, millions and billions have walked on this planet Earth, but how many people we remember? How many people make a big impact? So these are the people who really lived in alignment. It could be a musician, it could be a sculptor, poem, artist, or it could be a enlightened master. So the people who really lived in alignment, who lived what is their purpose, they leave a strong impact, and what they bring to the world, it stays, it adds value to everyone even after they are gone. Otherwise, as a normal person, you're working hard, making money, just to living, surviving, and one day we die, then there is nothing left. So, to find this alignment, meditation is a bigger tool. There are so many possibilities of meditation. There are so many traditions. There are meditations through yoga tradition, there are meditation through tantra traditions, then there are different kind of meditations. So today in this part we will see some two simple, very foundation and very important meditation which can help us every day to align, every day to go into this non-personal space within ourselves, beyond our stories of life, to reach the space which is not disturbed by anything happening in our life. Daily, if we can go there, at least 20 minutes to 40 minutes, if we can enter into this state where we can touch this infinite, this can nourish us. This can keep us in tune. So the first meditation, the simplest and effective meditation, or the highest form of meditation, it is just being, or in Tamil they call chumma iru, non-doing. It sounds very simple. Oh, I can just sit and do nothing. But we know it's not easy. When you just try to sit, do nothing, that's when your mind goes more crazier. A lot of things happens. Body starts paining, body wants to move, the mind goes one direction, emotion wants something. So what is this? Just being. It means typically we kind of react. When something happens in the body, we react. When something happens in our emotion, we react. When something happens in the mind, we react. So instead of being this reactive person who is running around, like when you push the button, like a robot which is getting pushed by the remote, running around by so many inputs, where we are reacting, losing the energy. This meditation helps to take a time off from this reactive mode to observing mode and just to non-doing mode. So every day we are doing so many things. We think I have to do this, I have to do that. So in reality, we want to touch the space of non-doing to clear up, to rest, to rebuild, and then to do with more clarity. So when we have this space of non-doing, then when you come back, when you make your action, it can come from the space of more conscious decisions rather than getting pulled by something. To give an example, let's say somebody says something bad about you, then suddenly the anger comes or a sadness comes, then we fight back or we close down or we run away, right? This is how people normally respond. But when this happens, let's say somebody says something, and if you go into this meditative state of non-doing or just being, if you go into this observing mode, then we can start noticing, okay, this person said something. It came from their consciousness based on some input they got. And then to see, oh, this come and touch me. And my persona, my ego wants to react in this way. Or my ego is touched here. It touches the wounded place or it touches the reactive space. And this is how I normally react. So all these things slowly starts become more clear. Before we are not very clear. Like either we burst out, then after we realize, oh my God, I made a damage. So the awareness comes later. But with meditation, slowly the awareness starts growing in us. So while this reaction is happening, slowly we can suddenly become aware. Oh, this is how I respond. This is how I react. And then you have a freedom to change it. Otherwise, we are all victims of life. We say, oh, this happened, my childhood was like this, my partners were like this, my boss was like this, my environment was like this. Because of this, I am like that. So that means we put ourselves as a victim. So in yoga life, we want to become masters of life, irrespective of any situation. It doesn't matter where we are born, what kind of situation happened in our life. how we can become free. So this non-doing can happen. In the beginning you can practice just by sitting somewhere silently and observing all the sensations happening. So finding a comfortable space where the spine is little erect, because the energy level, if you lie down, it's still possible to do, but many times when we lie down we are programmed just to sleep or to rest. So our mind switches off. Here we want to be in the relaxed state with awareness. Also remember, meditation is not a doing, it's a happening. So what we are discussing now is a way where the meditation can happen, where we can enter into this infinite space, where our box can open. So finding a comfortable space, comfortable posture, and then slowly sinking into the body. And noticing what is happening right now. Feeling the body and the body sensations. Maybe you feel some pleasure somewhere in the body, or somewhere there is a tension, there is a pain, whatever it is. Observing, feeling, becoming aware of it without reacting. Just you are like watching a movie. We feel the pain, we feel the pleasure, we feel the relaxed. Even if the space is not relaxed, even feeling that. So it's a space, not judging, not labeling, not analyzing. All the sensations are coming and going. It's like we are sitting by the side of the road and see these traffics come and go, where we are not going with the traffic. We are just relaxed sitting and observing all the movements. Same way our body has certain movements. And once we become able to observe the body sensations, then you can observe the breath. The breath is a bridge between the physical and the non-physical. So feeling the breath coming in, feeling all the sensations of the breath and how the breath touches different spaces inside. There is a pause, and how it transforms into energy and how it goes out. There is so much mystery we can unfold just by observing the breath. So breathing, feeling, observing. And as we observe, you'll notice the breath is getting more relaxed, more deep and slow. You're not trying to change, but a change happens by itself. Then once we stabilize in observing the breath without judgment, then we can bring this awareness to observe the mind space, where the thoughts come and go. Typically when a thought comes, we run behind it. It becomes more and more. Here we are the container. We are this huge open sky, and these clouds of thoughts come and they can go. We're not trying to change or push away. We're not trying to control. We just hold, embrace everything to come and go. We don't judge it, we don't criticize it, we don't hold it, we don't push it. Just observing, having space for different things to come and go. And when we do that, slowly we can notice there are also gaps between the thoughts. It's not that all the time the train is running. And you can start noticing this bigger space between the thoughts. And observing. So meditation opens us to this spaciousness where we can observe the content and we are the container where things can happen, come and go. And we are not reacting, we are just being, observing. Like a watcher of traffic or watcher on the hill watching what's going on. Or like a bird watching from up the movements happening below. Imagine our life is like a labyrinth where we do so many things in our life. We have to run around, find our way, we fail, we learn, we discover new ways. This is how our life goes, which is like being inside, running inside a labyrinth where we are trying to find what we want to reach, achieve, achievements, goals, and some blockages, changes, unwinding. So imagine you are inside the labyrinth, you cannot see the whole picture. You run, and you hit a wall, you come back, you again run, come back. So you discover this is how our life goes normally. But in the meditation, we become, imagine you are in the same labyrinth and suddenly you have this, you are like the bird flying up, like the bird's eye view, the top view of the labyrinth. Then we can see this whole pattern, where we are going, what we are doing, what is being repeated again and again, certain patterns. So from the bird's view up, we can see this whole game, what we play. First, when we can see this game, then we can understand more what are repeating. In yoga, we call it samsara, the repetitions of life. And then to see what is needed, what is not needed, you can drop out easily. We have this freedom. Then also to have more clarity. If you want to go here, the path becomes more clear when you have this top view. So same way when you can observe our mind like the bird's eye view, our body from this view, our breath from this view. At the same time we are fully here, grounded with all what is happening here and now. Then we can enter. There is a possibility we open into this meditative state. So let's begin again resting.
Stop and start? Yeah.
And slowly sinking in the body, observing the body sensations, embracing them as they are. Let them come and go, the body sensations. And feeling the breath. Flowing with the breath without trying to change it. And observing the mind, the content, observing the content of the mind. Can be clouds coming and going. Some moments there could be no clouds, just the space. Again, we are not trying to change anything, do anything. We are just embracing, holding, like a mother holding a baby in the womb, or this infinite sky space holding the clouds and the planets in motion. Or an observer sitting by the side of the road and observing the traffic passing by. Or as a bird's eye view, observing the movement happening in the labyrinth of life. And remember, if your mind is wandering somewhere, if you went along with the thought process, Nothing to worry, just come back to either the body or the breath or this observing part of the mind. No need to criticize, no need to feel guilty. Just to come back to the breath, come back to the body. And if you can stay in this state, at least for at least minimum 20 minutes and up to 40 minutes, you can see there is a possibility to enter into what we call meditation can happen. And remember, don't try to control the breath, don't try to control the thoughts, don't try to control the body. Remember, this meditation is just being, chumma iru, or zazen, vipassana, many names. Just aligning, tuning, all life flowing inside, here and now. So I invite you to stay in this state, at least for next 20 minutes. And then slowly, when you're ready to come out from this space, coming back to the body, spreading these warm hands over the eyes, palming the eyes, feeling the warmth over the eyes, and slowly feeling the warmth over the eyes. And when you're ready, slowly opening the eyes inside, getting adjusted to the soft light, and also spreading more energy if you need for the neck, cervical neck, upper back, the whole face, head. The lower back, the knees, and spreading the energy wherever you need in the body, and coming back fully alive, present. And remember, so before you go into meditation, you can have an intention which can manifest, or you can just be. Also, when you come out of meditation, take few moments to integrate before you go into a active action.